So in your physical format, have you run across the concept or the notion of unconditional love? Been hearing it. A lot of people talk about it. Hardly anybody gets it. Most think that unconditional love means look at a condition that is horrible and love it. So you need a lot of practice at that. But you can't look at unwanted and be a vibrational match to wanted, so you're never able to accomplish that. That's what makes you want to define things and explain things. But we want you to understand that what unconditional love is, we're going to make it easier for you. Unconditional love, unconditional clarity, unconditional appreciation, unconditional alignment, because love and appreciation and clarity and eagerness and all of those words that describe good feeling, they all mean alignment with source, and that's what love is. Alignment, pure alignment, non-resistance. So unconditional love or clarity is about being in love or clarity. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. But the words unconditional love are not just a goal for you to accomplish. It is also the process by which to accomplish it, all in the sentence. Unconditional love means love. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It means, do you know what it means? Can you feel what it means? It means withdrawing your attention from the condition that prevents the love. Unconditional love means there are conditions that you love and there are conditions that you don't love. But when you train yourself to sift and sort for the best conditions, you train yourself to be a conditional liver. You're looking at conditions. And if there are good conditions, you feel wonderful. And if there are not good conditions, you feel terrible. But then you have no control because your reality is full of conditions. Have you noticed? There are conditions everywhere. Don't turn on the television, whatever you do. It will bring a myriad of conditions to you. The television news networks, they scour the planet for things that they know will frighten you. And they dramatize them and they put them on 24-hour cycles and they put music behind them and they bring them right into your living room. And they say, practice unconditional love. And we say, you just can't look at that stuff without the opinion of your source about it rising in a vibrational frequency that will let you know where you are in relationship with it, you see. So unconditional love means you got to decide that first and foremost you want to be in alignment, and if it requires withdrawing your attention from conditions that don't allow your alignment, then so be it. That's what unconditional love is. It's caring more about love than about perusing the conditions. It's about caring more about alignment or love, appreciation, clarity, than being right. Oh. That's hard to take, isn't it? When you decided to come forth into this physical body, you did not say, I'll go forth, I'll be born, splat. And I will find the right way of living, and I will convince others to come that way with me. You didn't say anything like that. You said, oh, what a wonderful world this is. The diversity of this time-space reality will provide for me the most wonderful format for new ideas to be born within me that can be realized by me. Not new ideas that can be born within me that I will then take everyone else by the hand and show them the error of their ways and the rightness of my ways. Not one of you said that. You were aligned with source then. But for you, often, you don't stand in an unconditional place. You come into a situation and sometimes you respond to the condition of where you are. When the gang gathered last night, getting this room ready for you, the air wall was up here, and there wasn't room for all of you and all of this. And the contract that they'd signed clearly stated that there were to be 400, but a lot of you made the decision at the last minute. Did you notice? Over 100 of you made the decision at the last minute. And so here's the condition. What we planned for and those who are coming are a very different number. So the condition clearly was not pleasing. Now, everyone knows that it's possible to squeeze you all in. Now you look at it, though, it doesn't really look as possible as it looked last night, did it? There is this square dance area up here that could have been utilized, but for the most part, the room was not big enough. It had not been planned to be big enough because you were underestimated in your enthusiasm for this gathering. So there was a condition that had to be reconciled, and it had to be reconciled at the last minute. There wasn't time to go sit by the beach and think pleasant thoughts about the dolphins. And Esther is thinking, Abraham's going to talk all day long about unconditional love. I know they are. And here we are in a condition that we do not love. And we cannot take our attention away from the condition because we are up against it. And that's what happens to you sometimes, isn't it? Is that you walk into a situation that is the result of the momentum that has been moving along. And now you're standing there in the middle of it. And if you are like most humans, you respond to the condition. But here's the thing that matters most. What do you do next? Someone said the other day, Abraham, how does one? She meant, how do I? But how does one? I have a friend. How does one get rid of doubt? And we said, you get rid of it before you get it, which is totally annoying. Because once you've got it, Abraham, you squirrely ghost. How do you get rid of doubt? Well, doubt is the way you feel when you're focused upon something and have been for a while that you believe that is contrary to who you really are and what you really want. All negative emotion means exactly that. Your life has caused you to expand into a new vibrational becoming. How do those words set with you? Do you like knowing that you are constantly becoming something that is more? But the tricky thing about that is, since you are constantly becoming something that is more, you've got to vibrationally figure out how to vibrationally keep up with what you have vibrationally become. Did we mention that you're vibrational? In other words, you cannot expand as life will constantly cause you to do and not keep up with your own expansion and feel good at the same time. So you have to care about the way you feel. That's the way you keep up with your expansion. But caring about the way you feel means doing something about the way you feel regardless of the condition. And that's where the term unconditional love comes in. Humans have been using the phrase for a very long time, and hardly any of you really understand what it means. You think unconditional love means look at some rascal who is really behaving in a bad way and just don't say anything about it. Don't rat him out. Don't talk to somebody else about him. Don't get him fired. Just love him unconditionally as you despise his behavior and most other things about him. And we say, that's maybe what you might call tolerance. In other words, you're putting up with it. You're not freaking out about it, but it is not unconditional, because this condition that you are focused upon is an opinion that differs from the opinion that the source within you holds about it, because the source within you is holding an unconditional point of view. Well, before this day is over, you're going to understand completely why we from source are able to hold things from an unconditional viewpoint. We'll give you a statement that you may be ready to receive, and then we'll fill in the gaps as we continue over the next few hours. But the reason that we are able to focus upon any situation unconditionally is because the current conditions or the what isness of whatever it isness doesn't mean diddly squatness. In other words, what is doesn't matter, because what is only a temporary reflection of the vibration that you got going on. So we wrote this book called Getting into the Vortex. And you listened to us for a while about it with an enormous amount of patience, we thought, because we're telling you, just get in the vortex, get in the vortex. That's where everything you want is. And then you began getting a little feisty with us, demanding things like, how do we get into the vortex? And we would say to you, everything you want is in there. Everything that you want. Your lover is there. Your lovers are there. All of the money that you want is there. That new car that you want is there. Everything that you want is there. Everything that you want, everything that you have become in terms of desire is there. And then you began saying things to us like, well, okay, I accept that there is a reality. You wave Esther's arm around and you look at something that we can't see and you tell us that everything that we want is in there. So just tell me, Abraham, how do I get my money out of the vortex and into the bank? How do I turn this airy-fairy vibrational reality into reality that I can see and hear and smell and taste and touch? I want to drive it, and I want to sleep with it, and I want to spend it. I want the tangible manifestation. I want real life manifestation. I don't want to just dream all the time. And we say, we want you to have that real life too. And you are having real life, and the real life that you're having is a vibrational match to the thoughts that you're thinking all the time. We're just suggesting that you could, if you care about the way you feel, close that gap between your dreams and desires and who you really are and what you are allowing into your experience. So over time, we've expressed this to you in a variety of ways. And for the most part, you're up to speed with what we've been talking about. We tell you that you are vibrational, and you hardly ever resist that idea anymore. We tell you that this universe is managed by the law of attraction. The law of attraction manages vibrations. You can't set your radio dial on 98 FM and hear what's being broadcast on 101 AM. In other words, the frequencies have to match up, and if they don't, the transmitter and the receiver aren't on the same frequency, then the receiver doesn't receive what the transmitter is transmitting. It's just simple laws of physics, and law of attraction is exactly the same way. You can't set your dial on Henri and have lovely things come into your experience. They are different vibrational frequencies. So then we began to talk to you about your emotions and what your emotions mean. And we talked about the different emotions that you might have, all the way from despair all the way up to appreciation and love and joy. We began talking about the disc that you might be on, the spinning disc of emotion. If you're on the Henri disc, you're not going to rendezvous with people who are on the happy disc. It just doesn't happen. Law of attraction doesn't match you up that way. And today, what we want to say to you, because we know you've been following along with this to a certain extent, we want to give you the piece, the only piece that has ever been missing for you. We want you to understand that where you stand right here and now is what you've got all the time. Now. There's never tomorrow. Have you noticed? Tomorrow is an illusion. It will be eaten up by today. Today. Now. That's all you've got. You've got now. And what you do now is what matters, because all you've got is now. And what matters in your now is that you understand that you have two perspectives of now. There's the source energy perspective. Source energy who stands right in the middle of your vortex with all that you've been asking for, holding the vibrational frequency of every bit of all of that. And then there's you and what you believe right now, what you've been practicing, what you're thinking about. And your point of attraction is about what you think about. It's about what you believe. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So where you stand and what you believe has everything to do with how much that's in that vortex that you allow to flow into your experience. So we began talking to you about your point of attraction, you in your human body. You stand right here and now. Where you stand right here and now, what is your point of attraction? What is the vibrational atmosphere that you have created? Are you ornery? Are you irritated? Are you afraid? Are you angry? Are you blameful? Are you guilty? If you're feeling those emotions on a pretty steady basis, that means you are holding yourself steadily in vibrational discord to who you really are and what you really want. And the thing that is so interesting about that is that if life hadn't caused you to expand, you wouldn't even feel the discord. In other words, it's not